And well, we begin with the Operation Ajay. This is the first story for the day, wherein the Indian government has launched the Operation Ajay to repatriate Indians stranded in Israel. And what we are learning now is that the first flight carrying 212 Indians from the conflict zone has landed in Delhi today around 6 a.m. The MOSIT Rajiv Chandrasekhar received the evacuated Indians at the airport, and these flights will be operational till the 18th of October, and decision to continue operations will be taken on the basis of how many Indians are still stranded in the war-hit zone. Now remember, as many as 18,000 Indians are stranded in Israel, with all commercial flights from India being suspended. Now we have a reaction from Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Let's have a look.
It's obviously a difficult time for all those people in Israel who've been dragged into this conflict, innocent people. As you know, today is the first flight of Operation Vijay, and this is completely in keeping with our Prime Minister's vision, Prime Minister's determination that our government, his government, will never leave any Indian behind. Any Indian anywhere in the world that finds himself or herself in harm's way, our government, our Prime Minister is determined to protect them, bring them back home safely, and I'm very glad this plane load of students and Indians have managed to fly back safely.
So that was the reaction from Rajiv Chandrasekhar, and as we were just bringing to you the first flight from Tel Aviv, which had taken off last night, yesterday evening, has finally landed in Delhi under the Operation Ajay, which has been launched by the Indian government. Remember, as we were just telling you a while back, 18,000 Indians are stuck in Israel as mayhem is going on in Israel right now. Israel is fighting Hamas at a war footing level. There is war on, and this had started on Saturday, and since then Israel, all Indian flights to Israel and vice versa had been suspended. And right now we have Akash Sharma joining us live from the particular airport where these people, the Indians from Israel, have landed. Take a look at this ground report that he's brought us at first.
After the barbaric attack that was launched by Hamas into Israel, both Israel and Palestine are into a state of war. And today, this day is very important because after India launched Operation Ajay, this is the time when the very first special flight carrying Indian passengers is arriving here in Delhi. I'm showing you the visuals from Terminal 3. This is the same gate from where we are expecting the passengers, in fact, the Indian citizens, to come out of this particular airport. This day is very important because this is the very first flight that is coming. 212 is the number that is given by the Ministry of External Affairs. The total 212 passengers are going to land here in the national capital, and we're waiting for them, and we'll try to talk to them as to what is the ground situation in Israel as of now, and as far as the whole condition is concerned, so what they think about this condition.
Well, so the visuals that you can see on your screen, all these Indians who have come in, 212 Indians who have come in on the first flight that left from Tel Aviv yesterday, this look of relief on each of their faces. And yes, we will try talking to them. We will bring you more updates from them. As of now, what we know is these flights will be operational till the 18th of October, but the decisions will be taken based on the situation in Israel. Now, remember, yesterday itself, our Minister of External Affairs S. Jaishankar reviewed the meeting which analyzed all the preparations for this Operation Ajay, and yesterday evening, post that, the first flight left from Tel Aviv carrying 212 Indians, and then they landed today here in Delhi, the Indira Gandhi International Airport, as we are bringing you the visuals from there at around 6 a.m. And time and again, we had been trying to reach out to all the Indians who have been stuck in Israel. Now remember, there have been no casualties reported so far in terms of Indians being injured or killed in Israel as of now. That is a good news, but even then, whoever we have been able to contact from there, they all seem to be extremely distressed, given the kind of visuals that we have been seeing from back home here. Definitely the situation there is not just grim, but definitely quite terrifying for people there. And there are students there, there are other people who've gone there for work as well, who are stuck there right now. And remember, Operation Ajay brings people back only if they want to come back. That is an important point. It's an evacuation operation that has been launched for Indians who want to come back at this distressful time from Israel. And right now we finally do have Akash Sharma joining us live from the IGI airport, where the first batch of Indians, 212 Indians, landed. Akash, coming right to you, if you've gotten a chance to speak to all these Indians who have landed, what exactly have they been saying? Have they been giving their accounts of how they had been living there for the last 6 days now?
Right. So two important things, in fact, the highlights. One thing that they had full confidence in Indian government. In fact, they are applauding the efforts by the Indian authorities. In fact, the very first flight that was arranged. And the second thing is that they are hoping that this condition will get resolved soon, and they'll be back. So these are the two highlights of this particular comeback. In fact, and I'm standing at T3 of IGI airport, and here we have the first flight landed from Israel. We know that how the barbaric attack was launched by Hamas, and after that everyone was hoping first for the well-being of Indian citizens as well, and this is the reason why Operation Ajay was launched. And today we have around 212 passengers coming from Israel directly, and the first flight has landed here at around 5:53. We had a word with a number of people, and all of them are saying that they were fully confident that Indian government is going to evacuate. Also, they are talking about Israel, that how safe is the place after the barbaric attack. On the very first day, they were quite surprised after the attack, but after that, several arrangements were made by the Israeli authorities, and after that, in fact, Indian government was in constant touch with not only the passengers, not only the students, but also their relatives here in India. And in fact, if I can show you the visuals, this is the visuals where you see people from all across India have come, and in fact, relatives from all across India, they are here to basically, receive those students, those citizens who are there. In fact, we should not say stranded, but yes, they were living there in Israel. Some of them were studying, some of them were, doing their PhDs. In fact, some of them were into the job. But now, in fact, Operation Ajay was launched, and after that, this was the first flight that got landed here at 5:53.
Right, Akash. Well, Akash, also, if you've, as you've spoken to them as they've landed here, what all have they said about the arrangements that were there in the flight, as well as the fact that when is the next batch of Indians due to arrive in Delhi?
So, on a number of factors, in fact, this flight was scheduled for early morning, and we were not sure of the time, because the situation is dependent on the kind of landing that these flights are getting there, and also the kind of clearances that they're getting. And that is the reason why we don't know about the schedule of the second flight. But yes, definitely, it is just the starting, and we are expecting a number of flights after that. 18,000 citizens, as per the records by the Ministry of External Affairs, are there in Israel, and people will be coming. In fact, I'm showing you the visuals are there. These people are coming from Israel directly, and all the efforts. In fact, they are applauding the efforts by the Indian authorities. How, in fact, Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar is very much here. In fact, he reached here at around 5 a.m. today, and he himself is receiving all these citizens. And once again, if I can show you the visuals, this is the kind of, in fact, you can see their faces. They're the kind of happiness that is being witnessed here. In fact, all of them are lauding the efforts by the Indian government, Indian authorities. And as of now, they are hoping for the best when it is about the kind of situation that has, arisen between the two countries. And, they...
Absolutely, Akash. Well, definitely the look of relief is very, very apparent on each and every Indian who has landed from there. 212 Indians in the first batch, the first flight that has come in from Tel Aviv.